Hi everyone, this is Audap. Let's continue our game of Secret Files 2, Puritas Cordis on Nintendo Switch.
A bust of somebody or other. I would be more tempted to admire the fantastic view if I wasn't on a capsized ship that was bound to sink at any moment. I hope this is the way out. To freedom, not to eternity. A lever for steering the ship. On the left, it says full speed ahead, and on the right, full speed backwards. At the moment, though, the lever is set to stop. The pipe definitely looks worse for wear. There's a big hole at the top of it, and a connecting piece got ripped out below. I can still see some oil at the very bottom of the pipe itself. There's water on the other side. How about I leave the door closed, stay put, and the water can do the same? Seems like a fair trade. The middle floor broke open, and part of a steel girder fell to the ground. I can't reach it. It's closed, but climbing through that hatch may be our only way out. The cabinet is secured by a combination lock. A picture of the ship naming ceremony.
Let's see, 7 April 75. Key.
There's water on the other. A massive steel girder. The steel girder is way too heavy. I can't lift it without some kind of equipment. The cabinet is secured by a combination lock. In order to open the drawers, I need to enter the correct number code first.
Okay. Well, we saw that the christening of the ship was, April 7th, 1975. So let's try that. 7, 4, 7, 5.
I think that was correct. Appearances are often deceptive, but I would bet my rubber ducky that this is a drawer. It's stuck.
What? It's stuck.
It's stuck.
Okay, how about this one?
The drawer is empty, but I could at least use it as a makeshift stairway in order to reach the upper hatch.
Who are you, my friend?
The poor guy looks rather beat. I can only hope that he's fit enough so we can get off this sinking ship in time.
am I?
We're on a capsized ship that could sink any minute now, and you've been trapped under a massive steel girder. But I'll think of something, don't worry.
Don't worry. When should I be worried, if not now?
Good point. But I'm sure I can find a way out of this. You saved my life after all. I owe you.
Thank you, but I boarded the ship for a reason. You remember the incident at the harbor?
The man who had that fatal accident?
Exactly. He must have slipped you a letter right before it happened.
But I haven't got any letter. Besides, there are more important things we should be worrying about right now. We need to get out of here.
Why do you think such odd things happened on board? Why do you think people had to die? Trust me, this is important. I will not leave the ship without this document. You must find this letter.
Appearances are... I could step on that drawer in order to reach the hatch, but before I open it, I should make sure that there's no water behind it. Otherwise, it could get rather uncomfortable down here.
Let's do a little tap on it then. Sounds hollow.
That sounded hollow. There seems to be no water on the other side.
However, there could be raptors. We'll take our chances.
There isn't much left of that fancy reception area.
Where are all the people? Don't they all just magically die?
This looks bizarre. All the records it contained are scattered across the floor. I'm not going to find anything there. From up here, I can see that the chain got wrapped around the propeller shaft of the ship's engine. No idea what its purpose was before the disaster. All kinds of ship's records, papers, and documents. All kinds of papers. I found my ticket. And just like I thought, there isn't a... Oh, but there is. It's true then. The man at the harbor really did slip me a letter. But the document is full of cryptic symbols. I can't make heads or tails of it. And the enclosed drawing doesn't make much sense either. Looks like it used to be a ladder. That's the way to the restaurant. Maybe I could ask to be served my last meal, but the doorknob broke off anyway.
Oh, I didn't mean to... Oh, damn it. Back up, you.
This metal rod probably used to be a rung from a ladder. Water is already seeping through the crack. I can only pray that the crack doesn't get any bigger, or else... I mustn't think about it.
Oh, that's right. I still have the bongos. Oh, well, I'll use it to hold the water for now.
As long as this puddle doesn't get any bigger, I don't have much to worry about. Apart from the fact that I am trapped in a capsized, sinking ship. I've never been all that fond of aquariums, and that is not about to change. Out of order and completely useless now. Right now the lever is set to stop. I could set it to either full speed ahead or full reverse speed.
Let's go full ahead.
Full speed ahead.
Okay.
A heavy iron chain looks very sturdy.
Alright.
Right now the lever is set to stop.
Full speed backwards.
If I use the lever now, the chain will probably just be pulled up again.
Oh, do I secure it some way? Do I have anything that would do that? I guess I could use the metal rod, yeah. Okay, now let's do it.
Right now the... And now the other way.
Did you find the letter?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And now you must find a way out of here.
The wheel is completely rusted in place. Even a gorilla couldn't turn it.
Okay, there's still some oil in there, so let's grab some oil.
They must have broken apart in the...
Let's grab some oil from the pipe.
I will place the bongo drum under the pipe with its open end up.
Okay. We'll take our bongo drum with oil in it. And then we'll use the oil on the hatch. No? What, really? actually don't have... Oh, because it's freaking empty. There's nothing in
I
there.
will place the...
Okay, so let's use the other bongo to put some water in there and catch some oil.
I will pour a little water into the pipe. All right, I've got the oil. Now for an opportunity to make good use of it.
Okay, now that I have oil, I'll use it on the patch.
A little oil could do wonders for the rusty wheel.
Okay, well, let's open the hatch. Alright, buddy, we're getting out of here.
Come on! I actually managed to find that blasted letter! So now we should get out of here as fast as we can!
What? How? All right.
We're going to have to dive a few yards. Do you think you can make it?
I will have to. It's not like I've got a choice. The cold water is bound to keep me awake for a few minutes.
Right, let's go. That was close. Much too close.
Yes, I...
Are you okay?
Yes. No, not really. You wouldn't happen to have some sugar on you?
Sugar? You've got some nerve.
Diabetes. I'm hypoglycemic right now. I need glucose or a little sugar. Otherwise...
Otherwise, what?
Otherwise... I will faint again. And in a few hours, I will die.
Are you kidding? No. By the look of you, I guess you're not. Hello? He's not reacting. He's still conscious, but totally lethargic. Here I am, stuck on a beach in the middle of nowhere without a living soul in sight, and my only companion needs glucose, or some form of sugar. Where am I supposed to find that? My goodness, what a mess! My suitcase. I can't believe it got washed ashore right here and now. I mean, what are the odds? Oh, I hope there's something usable in here. A lot of the stuff in here is damp, but this still looks dry enough to wear.
Oh, I kind of like your outfit the way it was, but oh well. Huh.
No idea what this wheel might have been used for.
Yeah, let's take it. I don't know where we're going to hold it, but yeah, let's take it.
Heaps of small pebbles.
Take whatever's not nailed down. Oh, mine.
A diver's spear gun, including some spears.
Oh, I definitely want those.
I bet it contains all kinds of handy tools. Unfortunately, it's locked.
Yeah, it looks like it's electrically charged too. I don't want to touch that.
This has seen better days.
It's in the handbag.
There seem to be place names on that signpost, but I can't read them from here. I hope there's something in there that I can use to revive my unresponsive friend. Something to counter his hypoglycemia would be good.
Okay, there's something over here too. Fire hose.
A fire hose. Pretty wide, pretty long, and pretty heavy. It probably belonged to some ship. There must be quite a charge on that cable. Sparks are flying from the live end, and the ground all around it looks scorched. There's a box near the top of the pole. Probably a fuse box. I could easily get over there, but getting back might pose a problem. First, I'll try to find something to help my unconscious companion over here. The sea is quite calm again. The chaos on the beach and the junk floating in the filthy water are the only reminders of that disastrous floodway. I'm glad we even made it to dry land. I've done quite enough bathing for one day. Everything else in here is damp.
Let's see, can I get the briefcase with my spear guns?
I should look for something that's easier to throw.
Oh. Got some fruity pebbles.
A single pebble is too small, and a handful would probably just scatter all over the beach. Can't just climb up that pole. I was no good at that kind of thing back in school, and this one's damp and slippery. Nothing doing. This has seen better days. My ticket. and the mysterious letter I was given at the harbor. The letter is full of cryptic symbols. I can't make any sense of it. And the enclosed sketch isn't very helpful either. Heaps of small pebbles. I'll just wind this hose.
Oh, it's so sensitive. And the pebbles.
The pebbles are much easier to carry inside this bag.
Ah, okay. Let's see. Can I just huck it at the briefcase? Ooh.
And now for my attempt at a new bag-throwing record. I'm a genius. A dark briefcase without a handle.
This is mine. Okay, what's in here?
Let's see. A handful of worthless documents and a candy bar.
Ooh, candy bar. Wow. I don't know who to give that to.
Here. It will help.
Ah, thank you so much. I really needed that.
You're welcome. Looks like I've taken the lead in our little life-saving contest. You owe me.
Yes, you're probably right. You'll want some answers to your questions, I suppose.
Well, I've been robbed, knocked out, shot at, and nearly drowned. I'd say a few answers are the least I can expect, wouldn't you?
Right. Let's start at the beginning. First, my name is David Corell. I'm a vicar in Berlin, and I investigate sects and the dangers they pose on behalf of the church.
Pleased to meet you. Nina Kalenkow.
Very nice to meet you. So, as I said, I deal with certain associations outside of the church. Some time ago, I came across a new, very aggressive sect by the name of Puritas Cordis.
The sect of that televangelist, Pat Shelton?
Right on. Apparently, Puritas Cordis believes in the prophecies of Zandona, an obscure 17th century French prophet.
Something along the lines of Nostradamus?
Yes, but the prophecies of Nostradamus were really vague and quite open to interpretation. Zandona, on the other hand, predicted a series of very real disasters. They were supposed to happen in a specific order, culminating in the apocalypse.
Zandona. Now, where have I heard that name before?
I tried to look him up in old church archives. Not very successfully, though.
You mean there's nothing at all about Zandona?
Not much. At least not anymore. The central registers are missing several tomes of records from this period. And I didn't have much luck in other archives either. Practically all records that might have contained some information about Zandona have vanished into thin air. Then, 2 weeks ago, a centuries-old parchment surfaced in Cambridge. A letter from a nun mentioning Zandona. The very letter you're carrying right now.
Ah, so that's what these people on the ship were looking for?
I think so, yes. Anyone who possesses it is definitely in danger.
Just my luck.
The last person who had the letter before you was my colleague, Patterson. He was going to follow some clues from the letter in northern France. He was the one who slipped you the letter at the harbor. He was probably being followed, and when he noticed, he passed the letter on to you. Not a moment too soon. May the Lord have mercy on his soul.
And now I'm stuck with it.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm so sorry that you got dragged into this. I witnessed the so-called accidents at the harbor. I realized he must have given someone the letter, so I boarded the ship in his place. I wanted to make sure the letter didn't fall into the wrong hands, and that its new owner was safe.
People are being murdered for an old letter? Could its contents really be that important?
Ashford, England, Anno Domini 1681. Now that my grey life is moving towards its equally grey closure, I can finally muster the courage to write down what I saw. My hands are still shaking today when I think of all the poor souls of Gatineau. I will never forget them. Screaming women, burning houses, crying children. A flaming inferno. Just like he predicted. Just like every single one of the disasters he foretold. This Zandona, he may be a man of faith, he may be a prophet, but is he also a man of God? There is no sense in musing about that now. I have failed. The key lay within my hands. The key that could have halted all the looming disasters and changed the course of events. The burning mountains, the great flood, the apocalypse. Perhaps it was up to me to prevent them, but my faith was weak. All those years, the key lay well hidden within the ruins of Gatineau, and the saint who showed me the way appeared to me in a dream every night. But my fear was too great, and I never returned there. I have failed. And therefore, all I have left is hope, the hope that those brothers and sisters who follow may not succumb to the phantoms of fear, doubt, and weakness, as I did. The hope that they may boldly take the only path that is still open, strong in faith and fearless in action. I pray to God that it might be thus. Otherwise, the last of the prophecies will come true as well, and our fates will be sealed. May the Lord be with you. May you find the strength to take the key and try to stem the tide of Zandona's prophecies. Forgive me. Sister Elise.
That doesn't sound good.
Not good? Sister Elise basically announced that the apocalypse is almost upon us.
Oh, come on. That seems a bit exaggerated.
Have you already forgotten the flood wave then?
How could I?
See? And what did the letter say?
It
mentioned a flood wave, didn't it?
That could be a coincidence.
And by mere coincidence, some people are leaving dead bodies in their wake just to get their hands on this letter? And by mere coincidence, during these last few weeks, a major part of the very disasters that Zandona foretold happened one after the other, in the exact order of the prophecy?
Which is...
First pestilence and disease, just like the epidemic in Western Africa that still has millions of people living as fugitives.
So you think that was the first harbinger? What next?
Next, the punishment of the greedy.
The burning oil fields in the Middle East leading up to a severe economic crisis?
Probably, and then a war.
There are plenty of those to choose from. But the most gruesome is probably the Civil War in South America, triggered by the collapse of the financial system.
Earthquake.
Japan.
Burning mountains.
The volcanic eruptions in Southeast Asia,
Followed by a flood.
which we've seen for ourselves. You're beginning to scare me.
I am sorry, but this is what Zandona's prophecy says. And it is also what the Puritas Cordis sect is preaching. I have no idea what the key might be that Sister Elise mentions in her letter, but she seems to think that the prophecies can be stopped by using this key.
How can anyone stop a prophecy?
Beats me, but I know this much. If there is even the slightest possibility that all those disasters may actually be followed by the apocalypse, we have a real problem on our hands. And if there is even a remote possibility of stopping the apocalypse, or at least taking some appropriate preventive measures, then we should definitely make use of it.
Okay, you're right. I can't and won't really believe that a bunch of old prophecies are about to come true. But looking down from a cloud afterwards and saying, if only I had, doesn't seem too tempting either. What do you suggest?
We need to go to Gatineau.
Where exactly is that?
The place vanished from the history books centuries ago. But a few years ago, they discovered the ruins of a small town that they think is Gatineau. And if there is anything left to find there, we must do so before anyone else does, before it's too late.
Then we should head there immediately. There's another section of beach over that way. Maybe we'll find something there that will help us get away from here. I'm going to need your help, though. It's a rather steep descent.
That should be all right. I'm still feeling sort of shaky, but I guess I'll be up to lending you a hand for a little climb. When you want to come back, just let me know. I'll help you get up here then.
Great. I'm going to take a look around.
You do that. Maybe you can somehow fix the boat over there. And it would be good to know where on earth we are.
Okay.
Who would just dump a car battery in the sea? I thought this was the age of environmentalism.
I don't know where she holds it. She's basically a size 0.
This was obviously washed ashore here. I wonder what laws of the sea apply here.
Like a size 0 and, you know, not carrying a bag or anything.
The suitcase is locked.
Yeah, of course it is.
This was probably attached to the motorcycle. It looks a bit tattered, but you never know. There might still be something usable inside. A map. It looks about as tattered as the tank bag, but I guess that was to be expected. Too bad it's been wrecked. It probably got washed away by the flood wave. It must have been a fine machine, but now it's just scrap metal, except for the engine. I can't make any use of it in this state. Without a front wheel, the motorcycle is resting on the ground. There's no way I can push it through the soft sand like this. It still looks quite sound. At least I can't see any holes in it. I wonder if this landslide was caused by the flood wave. I'll never be able to move the entire landslide, but I'll just dig near these scraps of packaging. Maybe the contents are still around here too. A fan blade from a truck's alternator. Looks like my digging has actually turned up something useful.
Here, no, nothing. Okay, so it's locked. Let's be creative, right?
A little acid from the battery should work wonders. What have we got here? This suit doesn't look too bad. And there's a digital camera here, too. I should make a habit of looting stranded suitcases.
Try and close with David.
Look, I found you some nice dry clothes. Well, nice might be stretching it a bit, but at least they are dry.
The way you are fussing over me, you would make a great nun.
That's a bit of an overstatement. You'd better get changed. I won't look, I promise.
This is much better.
Motorcycle. That's something very wheel-like.
I've fixed plenty of motorcycles before, but this is a bit different.
To the boat.
A wise man once said, if the boat will not come to the motorcycle will go to the boat.
Guess we can use that as an engine.
No sail, No engine, no oars. We wouldn't get far in this. I wonder if this landslide was caused. I've fixed plenty of motorcycles. This was obviously washed ashore here. I wonder what laws of the sea apply here. There is nothing used.
Back.
Could you pull me up?
Sure, no problem.
Alright. Let's find out where we are. Camera here.
The camera's optical and digital zoom functions are really handy. I can even read the place names from that signpost on the camera's display. There seem to be places. Thanks to the digital zoom, I can even see the place names in this picture of the signpost. They don't mean much to me, though.
Nothing here.
Everything else in here. I've always wanted to have a go at firing one of these.
Oh, I don't hit David. Oh, well, she's a pretty good shot.
There's a box near the top of the pole. Probably a fuse box. With those spears sticking out of the pole, I should be able to reach the fuse box now.
And since you're like a size 0 and weigh less than 80 pounds, yeah, you can make it.
The power's off.
Okay, good. No more shocky. What's in the toolbox?
I bet it contains all kinds of handy tools. Unfortunately, it's locked.
Just gonna use my other strategy. Knock shit out here.
The car battery contains a strong acid. If I pour just a little on this lock, that should do the trick. Yes, it worked! Quite an impressive selection of tools, but I don't have anything to tinker with right now. I've turned the power off, so for the moment it's safe to go near the cable.
Okay, let's use some tools on the bike.
Yes, that might do the trick. I'll remove this engine and attach it to the boat. Off to her. A perfect fit. It still looks quite sound. At least I can.
Get some fan blades here. There you go. Now you have
My
propellers.
training as a motorcycle mechanic has proved useful once again. A nearly perfect makeshift propeller.
Okay.
Now that I've removed the engine, it looks even more pathetic. It still looks quite sound.
Save. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is Audap. You've been watching Secret Files 2, Puritas Cordis on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.